Hey everyone, it's Sarah and welcome to my crochet channel. Now today's video I'm going to show you how to make this fun and unique boomerang scarf. It's super easy to make and super fun to wear, and you can wear it in lots of different ways. You begin with the point and we just work wider and wider, increasing until it's super wide on the end. Now, according to the pattern, if you make it according to what I have written, you're going to get a scarf that's about 32 inches long and is about 24 inches at its widest point. Now, if you want to make it even longer, of course, you can keep right on going with the pattern and make even a wrap out of it. This one is just intended to be a fun and unique scarf. Now you can find this crochet pattern on my blog, and I'll put that blog link down in the notes underneath this video. To make the boomerang scarf, I have used Mandala Ombre, and this color is called Pure. It is a pink and blue, different shades, as you can see, ombre. I think this color would look great with any sundress or maybe jean or jean jacket, just to dress it up just a bit. Now you're going to need one cake, which is 5.3 ounces. We're going to be stitching today with our eye hook. 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. You'll need your scissors and you'll need a needle just to weave in those ends. Now, you don't have to use the ombre yarn. Now, this is a medium number 4. You can use any medium number 4 yarn, 5.3 ounces, to make this boomerang scarf. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to begin at the narrow point. Will be increasing and will get wider and wider as we go along. That's the fun of the boomerang scarf. All right, so we're going to begin with our slip knot, and we're going to chain 6 chains. We're going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go in, pull up your loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, and go through the second 2. Then we're going to place a double crochet in the next 2 chains. We began in the 2nd chain from the hook. Our chain 3 counts as our first, so we have 4 double crochets. So now we're going to chain 3 and we're going to turn. Our chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. We're going to double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3. Then we'll stitch 1 double crochet in those next 3 stitches. So now, row 1 we had 4 double crochets. Row 2 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we increased by 1 on this side. So for row 2, we have 5 double crochets. For row 3, we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn. We're going to skip the next double crochet and stitch 1 double crochet in the next stitch. We're going to chain 1, we're going to skip the next stitch and stitch 2 double crochets in the last. There we go. 1 and 2. And so for row 3 we have double crochet, chain 1, because our chain 4 counts as a double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, and then 2 double crochets in our last stitch. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. For row 4, we're going to chain 3, we're going to turn, and we're going to stitch a double crochet in the same stitch as that chain 3. We'll stitch a double crochet in the next double crochet. We'll stitch a double crochet in the chain 1 space, double crochet in the double crochet, double crochet in the chain 1 space, and then 1 double crochet in that last stitch. And so now for row 4 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets. For row 5 we're going to chain 4. Our chain 4 counts as a double crochet, chain 1. We're going to turn, we're going to skip that first double crochet, and of course this is the first double crochet, so we're going to skip the next double crochet and stitch a double crochet in that next stitch. Our chain 4 counted as our first double crochet, chain 1, so we skipped the next double crochet and double crocheted in the next. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, and then stitch 2 double crochets in the last stitch. 1 and 2. Chain 4 counted as a double crochet, chain. We skipped our next double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and 2 double crochets in the last stitch. All right, let's do row 6. And I think what you're going to notice is row 6 is similar to row 4. The only difference is we have more stitches. All right, so we're going to chain 3, turn, stitch a double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3. Then we'll stitch a double crochet in that next double crochet. And then we'll stitch double crochet in the chain 1 space, double crochet in the double crochet, double crochet in the chain 1 space, double crochet in the next double crochet, double crochet in the chain 1 space, and double crochet in that last double crochet. And so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 double crochets. Each row we've increased by 1 double crochet. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I should say by stitches, because our chain 1s on these rows count as a stitch. All right, so that's how row 6 should look. So now row 7 is going to be similar to row 5, where we did our open chain 1 spaces. So we're going to chain 4, we're going to turn. Our chain 4 counts as our first double crochet, chain 1, so we'll skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, and then in our last stitch on this row, we'll stitch 2 double crochets. And what you're going to notice is on this side is where all of our increases are going to be. and not on this side. This side will be a nice straight edge. Chain 3, turn, 1 double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3, double crochet in the next double crochet. Whoops, get in there. All right, and now we're just going to work across, stitching a double crochet in the chain 1 space and a double crochet in the double crochet all the way across. And so now you can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 double crochets. All right, we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is row 9. Again, our chain 4 counts as a double crochet chain 3. So we'll skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, whoops, missed that stitch, there we go, chain 1, and then 2 double crochets in our last stitch, 1 and 2. And again, you're going to notice that this side remains flat and all our increases are on this side. And that's the way that row 9 should look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stitches. So for row 8, we had 11 double crochets. We increased by 1 at the end. Then on row 9, we increased at the beginning and have 12 stitches. And so what we're going to do for the next 64 rows is repeat row 8 and row 9, increasing at the end of your double crochet row and increase at the beginning of your open chain 1 row. So we're going to repeat row 8 and row 9, alternating every other row. And we're going to repeat that for 64 more rows. Once you have completed your 64 additional rows, make sure that you add one more row, which will be row 75, one more row of the solid double crochet. Chain 3, double crochet in the same stitch as the chain 3, and then double crochet in each double crochet and chain 1 space across. All right, and then once you do that, we're going to tie off and weave in our end. You'll just cut it, tie it off, and then weave in your end. Now, you could leave it this way if you would want to, but we're going to add a fun little trim. So what we're going to do is we're going to join in, bring in our yarn, and chain 3. We're going to skip that next stitch and slip stitch in the next. Chain 3. We'll skip that next stitch and slip stitch in the next. Chain 3. And now this brings us to the side where we don't actually have stitches. And so what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and place one in the side of that stitch, chain 3, and then we'll go in this hole right here and stitch our slip stitch. Chain 3, you'll go in the side of this double crochet on this row, chain 3, there's 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch in that chain 1 space on the side. And that's the way that you'll work up the side of the boomerang scarf. And this is just adding a nice little edge to the scarf. All right. And we'll continue that up all the way up the side of the scarf. And of course, I'm just using this little swatch, so it's going a lot faster for me. But you'll work that all the way up the side. One, oops, there we go, 2, 3. And then when you get to the top, you'll do up here what we did on this little section down here. You'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip that next stitch and slip stitch in the next. 1, 2, 3, skip and slip stitch in the next. And then you'll work that all the way across the top of your scarf. So here is the actual boomerang scarf, not the swatch. I joined down here, I worked across, and then I worked all the way up the side of my scarf till I reached the top, and then I did the stitches across, chain 3, skip 1, slip stitch all the way across, and then I tied off over here. I did not stitch any of that across this edge because that's the edge of the top of the scarf, the way that you wear it. All right? Now, if you don't want to add that little extra trim on your scarf, you don't have to. I just really like it being there. I think it adds a little special touch to our boomerang scarf. And that actually is just how easy it is to make this scarf. 1 cake of medium weight number 4 Mandala, or 5.3 ounces of any medium weight 4 yarn, and you've got a beautiful and fun and unique scarf.